Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Thank you so much for coming to the channel, and I hope that you're all doing well. Today is Monday. I posted my vlog today and I think a few of you are watching it now, so I'm very interested to hear what you think. Today we are going to continue on with our L Word OG reviews. And I also have kind of a lay of the land of what's coming up on the channel and also an event that I wanted to get your guys' opinion on and see what you think about doing. I think it's going to be great. It is of course L Word related and of course Bette and Tina related. So I hope you'll stick around to the end of the video to hear about the upcoming event. And right on cue there, I'm sure you heard Miss Gloria. That's her way of telling me, excuse me, why are you not giving me undying attention? So if you hear that throughout the video, that's what it is. A quick little hello from her. Say hi to everyone, G. Say hi, guys. Hi, guys. I love you. You're being good. I love you guys. Tired. She just had her dinner. Okay. Say new chair, G. On to our third to last episode of the OG L Word Season 2, Episode 11, Loud and Proud. So let's dive right into this, guys. The first scene is, one of those, it's connected to the story later scene, but doesn't really involve any of our key players. One thing that I thought about when I saw the date of Pride 2005 was, to me, it's crazy, as I've told you guys before, where I currently live, I live here for work. I have to live here for my job. And also I went to boarding school here up until I was about 16, and then I lived in America from 16 until last year. So, 15 years I was in America. And, I went to a gay night at the weekend, and it was only the second gay night ever in the Isle of Man. There was supposed to be a first Pride this year. And in the Isle of Man, 2005, when this was shot, and it was going on in America, Pride, and in England and everything, that it's closer in time to when you could be arrested on this island for being gay. And I mean actively investigated. It wasn't like one of those silly antiquated laws that's on the book, like you can't horse ride on a Sunday. I think that's in one of the US states, and people aren't enforcing it. People were actively investigated for being gay, and even homes were raided. It had a terrible stigma, and yeah, that was closer in time to when this episode shot than this episode and now. So obviously we have gay marriage and everything here. Our chief minister was gay and everything, so there was absolutely no issue now, but it just shows you how people had to deal with, and not that long ago. So onto the episode instead of the Isle of Man's previously backdated gay laws. Jenny is not doing well. She is really spiraling ever since the whole Mark and the cameras and Carmen and Shane, and things are just not looking good for her, and she's doing kind of some very dark art and things like that. So yeah, she's going down this worrying road, and Shane is starting to watch some of Mark's taped conversations of them, which the household seems to be pretty filled with that dark cloud at the moment. Carmen kind of doesn't know what to do. She obviously wants to be with Shane, but she doesn't want to hurt Jenny, which she kind of already has. And then Jenny tells Mark that he needs to stay and deal with the consequences of his action. You've opened Pandora's box, like stay and deal with it, which, yeah, things are just getting very dark and very strange and complicated in that house. One thing was Shane had on a really awesome Free City hoodie, and I have one of those in blue, so when I saw it, I'm like, I'm gonna wear that in my next video. At the end of the episode, we do have Shane actually telling Carmen a bit more about herself, about her family, and opening up more. I know I say this a lot, but we really don't get any in-depth look into the characters and where they were before the first episode of the show. I mean, this episode is one where we probably get most of our information, because we get a little bit more in these next few episodes too, of Bette and Kit's dad. You know, last episode about Bette's dad cheating on her mom, and then Shane also talks about having a brother, and we know we meet Shane at the very end of next season, and other things like that. But it's always these really small nuggets of information, and it's a little bit about Bette, a little bit about Shane. We get tiny bits of Alice, a little bit of Dana, but there's no real deep dive into anybody's past, and especially characters like Tina. If you take out the interrogation tape, which please let, because it's awful, then you get nothing on her. She basically didn't exist until she appeared on the show, and we get the one flashback to when she met Bette, which is a tiny bit of dialogue and a kiss. So really limited on where these people came from, their families, growing up, everything. Bette's probably one of the characters we know the most about, given that we know some of the people she dated, where she went to school. We know a little bit about her father, and we met the father, and we know Kit, her sister. So very limited information we're going on there. Helena and Tina are still kind of casually seeing each other, but more open-ended. And as of the end of last episode, where Be Still My Heart, Bette and Tina just saying they're going to start seeing each other again, and it's just Bette's face in that scene. I used it as the thumbnail for my video, was just Bette's face when Tina says she wants to spend more time with her. It's just like, yes, I absolutely love it. We do obviously get all of the younger cast. Like last episode, we had them on the Olivia cruise, but Alice, Dana, Shane, Carmen, Jenny, everybody, they go to Pride, and Dana and Alice, as I said before, are still in this whole new, exciting, we love each other relationship. And Dana's brother actually ends up coming to Pride and telling Dana he's gay, which is just hilarious. These two Republican, very straight-laced parents, and both their kids are gay, and Howie, the brother, says, oh, I knew when I was like 4 and stuff. So I did think that was a pretty funny thing to do, to put the brother as gay, and him coming and wanting to stay, and Alice and Dana, whenever they're like, maybe it's just a face, like it was really funny. And it was a really just fun and carefree episode for Alice and Dana, which was very much needed with the seriousness of what's going on with Jenny. Carmen and Shane aren't really in the greatest place either towards the episode. They're getting a bit better, but finding out about Mark, those tapes, everything. And then also, as I was saying at the end of last episode, how everything just exploded with Bette and her dad and Kit too. Just really dark ending to last episode, and continuing on into this one when Tina comes to the hospital and Bette's there, and the diagnosis, and Bette is just absolutely beside herself. Bette and Kit are at the hospital, and Tina comes, and Tina's brought flowers, and Bette is telling Tina her dad's diagnosis, how he doesn't want to get treatment, and how he has advanced prostate cancer. And obviously, again, Jennifer Beals she does so much with so little, this woman. She doesn't need some big rousing speech or anything when she hugs Tina, and she just has that moment where you see her completely shattering and breaking, and you know, she's used to always being the strong one, and Tina, you know, you can see that she just wants to be there for Bette. And of course, when they go into Melvin's room, you know, again, as we know from Generation Q, and from obviously we've seen this episode before, Bette never gets there with her dad. He just, I mean, there's some really heartbreaking scenes in the next episode too, but when he won't even call her Tina, and he's just rude to her, and so Bette wants to give him a break and everything because of the situation that they're in. But you'd think that he would even be able to look at the situation and know that he's dying, and be able to think, I'm gonna die soon, and my daughter, you know, he knows that they've broken up, but she's there, and you know, the pregnancy, he's basically just completely ignoring it, and Tina's trying to be friendly and ask him if he wants to, you know, put his hand on his stomach. He doesn't strike me as that sort of like person anyway, but he just says, oh, it'd be highly inappropriate. And yeah, I can't imagine how painful that whole thing is for Bette, and she's just going through a really tough time. One thing we haven't seen lately is Bette's support system, and she always, even though this mom had passed away and her dad never accepted her relationship with Tina, she's always been surrounded with Kit, who's an amazing big sister. They have a strong relationship. She normally has Tina, bar the few seasons that they're split up, and that is, you know, the absolute anchor of Bette's support system in life. But she and Alice, Shane, Dana, all of them have a really strong foundation. And the last few episodes, Shane, Alice, Dana, Carmen, Jenny, they have the whole other thing going on, and the storylines are very split at the moment, where you have kind of Helena, Bette, and Tina off on one side doing this, you know, Helena and Bette fighting over Tina, and then Shane, Jenny, Carmen, their love triangle too, and then Alice and Dana are just off, you know, in the pink cloud, kittens and unicorns and rainbows sort of beginning of her relationship. Melvin does also go through the what are you gonna say to God when he opens the book of your life and, you know, reads your sins, and Bette says, you know, you are what you made me. They never really discuss religion or anything like that in the L Word, and I think that's why in Generation Q, Finley would be such an interesting angle. I think it would be really interesting if they did look more into Finley, and if she is actually religious, or it's more her family, or she is religious but she's backed away from it because of the way her family reacted to her as being gay. So I really hope that's something that they bring up in Generation Q, because it's not ever an angle or a storyline we had in the original show. So I think that would be interesting. And that's about it for this episode, guys. It really wasn't too much going on these past two episodes. I mean, there was the kind of plot devices of setting up for the last two episodes where Bette and Tina are like right there and put on pause because of everything that's going on with Melvin, but Tina's, you know, getting really close to the end of her pregnancy. Helena and Tina storyline is starting to kind of wrap up. Shane, Carmen, and Jenny's completely spiraling out. Shane and Carmen are inching closer and closer together, and then Alice and Dana are still having fun, having a really good time, but those tiny little seeds of doubt have been sown, and things like introducing Laura a few episodes back, like this is when they really did a great job with storylines and crafting character development and all these things. It's just so well done. and it's not having to cram everything into one episode and having people make thought out, conscious decisions that make sense and not just these immediate responses to situations. So it's very refreshing, it's great, but let's not get too used to it because season 3s are coming, guys. I've previously said that I am going to skip season 3 because I cannot face it again, I just cannot. But I will do 2 videos, part 1 of season 3 and a part 2 of season 3, just saying this is what happens, this is what I think of big key things that happen, like what happens with Dana, what happens with Bette and Tina, what happens with Shane and Carmen. So I will do that. Obviously I'm going to finish season 2. We've got episode 12 and 13 left, and in episode 13 I will also announce the winner of the L Word shirt, so make sure that you subscribe, like the video and comment on the video, and you'll be entered into the draw to win an L Word t-shirt. There's only this episode and 1 episode left until the winner is chosen, so make sure that you enter. The next 2 episodes, I kind of sometimes look at it as like a 2-part finale because, again, this episode, everything like is lined up on the finish line now, we're ready to go. All the plot points and MacGuffins and everything have been laid out, so we are really looking forward to the last 2 episodes of season 2. As I said at the start of this video, I have been thinking about some cool possible things to do to, 1, be able to chat a bit more to you guys, 2, involve the L Word in any way possible, 3, do something exciting on the channel. So I was thinking, and let me know what you guys think about this, is how would you feel if I did a live event on YouTube, and the live event would be us watching an episode of the L Word together. It would probably be something like lights, camera, action, a really Bette and Tina heavy episode, or we can pick a finale, we could do the season 2 finale, or anything. I'm open to any of the episodes, and if we did the live event, the chat will also be going on then, and obviously my camera would be on, you could see me watching the episode. The chat just goes on. I would need a few mods to help me out if there was going to be a lot of people, but I can't imagine it would be too many. So let me know if you guys would be interested in doing that, and we will try and figure out a day and a time that works best so that we can get the most amount of people on and watching the episode. And I was thinking about inviting some other L Word creators. There are a good few of us L Word creators who talk a lot. I really love Bette and Tina, House of Stir Fry on Instagram. She does amazing pictures and posts, and she's a really awesome person. So I'll tag her account in the video description box below, so you can check Bette and Tina House of Stir Fry out. And another creator that I talk to a lot is on Twitter is Tibette is Endgame. They are the people who are behind the Tibette is Endgame hashtag. Account is @tibette, and I will also link that in the description box down below. They just post really great Bette and Tina things on Twitter, memes, jokes, you know, anybody who puts up any good artwork and things, they always retweet them, and they're really awesome too. So let me know, would you be interested in doing a live event? And I was also thinking that we could do it in some way to benefit some sort of LGBTQ charity. I don't know whether we wanted to do something like LGBTQ youth homelessness. And basically I would leave the super chat. The way it works is that, like the regular chat, you can put whatever you want, but a super chat, it's, you know, flashier and blown up, and whatever you want to say, you link it with a dollar amount. So it can be anything, like it can be $1. And most creators, when they get a super chat, like no matter what, they answer it or read it out. And if anyone did that with me, like they could ask me any question, anything, and then all the super chat money would go towards a charity, and we would obviously, you know, sign it to Bet fandom or something. And these things do end up sometimes getting into the media and stuff. We could maybe link it in some way that Tibette's Endgame get Bet and Tina back together, because back in like 1999 I used to love the show Roswell, and after season 1 they actually cancelled the show. But again, this is 1999. We had very, very basic, you know, websites, and I had like I think I was 13, and I had a Roswell fan page, and all the other website creators, all of us, sent little tiny bottles of Tabasco sauce, because that's what the people on the show ate everything with, was Tabasco sauce. And everybody sent these little bottles to the WB, and they actually saved the show and ended up renewing it for 2 more seasons. So, and that story is really famous now. Like, everybody talks about that being kind of the first ever real fan driven thing that changed the outcome of a show. So I don't know if anybody has any suggestions for something that's linked to Bet and Tina, let me know. Maybe we can flood Showtime with something, the Tibette version of Tabasco sauce. Let me know down in the comment section, would you be interested in doing the live event, live watch party with me? Would you be interested in doing some Tibette's Endgame stuff? Check out the other creators in the video description box. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment if you want to win an L Word t-shirt. This is the second to last chance to do so. And don't forget to check me out on social media. That way you can keep up with everything L Word and me in between videos. Thank you so much for watching, guys. You know that I love and appreciate every single one of you. You're the absolute best. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye.